You do that History Channel show, Hunting
Hitler. That was fun.
Did you ever find Hitler?
Yeah, so he died, and
in case it's hard to tell, Brendan Schaub did not pass first grade history. He's not a smart guy, but you already knew that. In this video, we will be showing the worst moments from Brendan Schaub. Buckle up because we are going on a ride. My name is Buford, I am handsome, and I am also your host.
What up, fellas? It's your boy Josh coming out of Penn State. I just had a question for y'all. I'm wondering what the weirdest shit y'all ever seen handed out at trick-or-treating is.
This has to spitters or
we once had a lady in my grandma's neighborhood handing out fruit kebabs. Nobody want that. Come on.
Don't trust it.
Fruit
kebabs?
Gang, gang, buzz, buzz.
Gang, baby.
P.S. Brendan, you look like a Roblox version of Channing Tatum, you ugly.
What? That's all right. Yeah, but the kiss didn't help at the end.
Why do you have to say ugly? Fine, Rose.
Did he kiss at the end?
Yeah,
I think he did. I think he's struggling with his pronoun.
Yeah, and his face, that close-up look at the face, if he had this wig on, we'd all want to smash.
Oh, he's one frat party away from being arrested.
Yeah.
Looks like a white Paulo Costa.
Ooh, I
would say a caramel apple. Because it's, you know what I mean? It's such a big
apple.
No, I mean, he said trick-or-treating, something weird. That's a big thing to give out to kids.
That's a great gift.
You got to love Brendan giving a compliment just to get slammed. Story of his life.
You ready, Ari?
Ari, you think we're taking your word?
You ready? Are we ready?
Wait. Bobby's got to tell you if we're ready.
We're ready.
Ari Shafir,
Yes.
do you respect Brendan Schaub as a comedian?
Shit. Yes. I mean, there's no way.
Jew.
Hey, Ari, this isn't one of the lie detector test questions, but let me just ask you something. Do you respect David Tell as a comedian? Yes. See how it sounds when you tell the truth? See, you didn't have that pained look on your face.
Ari the person does not enjoy this, but
He's a nice guy.
Ari the comedian loves what's happening right now.
Oh, you want me to ask that one? Okay. Are we ready,
He does
Bobby?
better than most retired fighters.
All right. All right, next one.
Okay, number 3. Do you respect Brendan Schaub as a comedian?
Can I trade this question in for 2 more questions?
No, you cannot.
You said yes, and the lie detector test determined that was a lie.
Wow! Ari, who's your friend? I am also surprised.
You're a bitch, you're a slut, you're a liar, you're a whore.
What is that?
What is it?
If you are ever wondering what Brendan's comedic peers think of him, this video should show you. Most of these comics are friends with Joe Rogan, and Brendan is one of his best friends. This makes sense why most of these comics do not want to slander Brendan in the public eye. However, once you use a lie detector test to reach the truth always comes out. For the next clip, we are going to show a rant from Ariel Helwani on Brendan Schaub. This is quite a long rant, and for reference, the reason for the rant is because Brendan Schaub said that Ariel Helwani is using his name for clicks. There was an article from BloodElbow.com that talked bad about Joe Rogan. Brendan confused himself with Joe Rogan, as he thought the article was about him. Listen in.
About people who don't know what you've been through, who are you to talk about journalism? What the hell do you know about journalism? Because you sit in front of a microphone? You know about journalism? Because you've been interviewed by people you know about journalism? You don't. And if you did, you would know that since the beginning of time, since the beginning of media, since the beginning of papers, newspapers, internet, radio, the op-ed piece, the opinion piece, the column has been a part of journalism. Everyone knows that there's opinion pieces in the paper, there's straight newsers in the paper, there's something for everyone. And so what's the difference? We're not allowed to have an opinion? That's a part of covering the sport. So you dismiss this like it's like, oh, that's not journalism. That's not this. Of course, it is journalism. It's a part of journalism. talk about the hacks, talk about the guys, who need to talk about you guys for clicks. First of all, they were talking about Rogan. They weren't talking about you. He has the talent, you don't. Let's just call it like it is. He's the guy with the $200 million Spotify deal. You don't. And so don't lump yourself in on that fight. I think it's honorable. I will say, I think it's honorable. The loyalty is nice. I will say that from the bottom of my heart. I like a guy who has a guy's back. Pause. But you know what I'm saying. I like a guy who defends the honor of his friend. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. Much respect. Honestly. But this had nothing to do with you. And you use this article as an opportunity to take shots on a bunch of people. And if I'm being honest, it felt like you were just talking about me. And that's why I'm spending so much time at the end of the show about this. And so let me clear up something right here and now for the final time, because it will be brought up over and over again, and it will still probably be brought up. I have never, in my life, in media, going on 15 years of doing this, I have never had a conversation with an editor, with a website, where someone told me about clicks. Write about this, write about that. I've never been paid off of clicks. I've never been asked to make headlines that are click-worthy, clickbaity. These detractors, these naysayers, love to talk about the clicks and how we write stuff for. No one cares about that. You think that Joe Rogan piece is going to break the bank? You think it's going to change the future of Bloody Elbow, of Vox Media? By the way, Vox owns Bloody Elbow. I don't have anything to do with them, but hey, sister site. You think that changes anything? It doesn't. Stop saying that. And even if it did, you're in the pay-per-view business. You're in the ticket selling business. You're in the podcast business. People in the newspaper business, what do you think? They did things like just for the, sake of it, out of the goodness of their heart? Of course, everyone's here to make money. So like when you use that as a reason to hate on something, it's A, inaccurate, and B, stupid, because it's actually, the complete opposite of how people run business. People try to sell things the same way you try to sell merch to no one and rip off logos of other people, the same way you try to sell, comedy tickets to no one, and then they have to combine the days, the same way you try to put up podcasts to no one and pay for views and downloads. It's the same thing. You would like to have those clicks. You would like to have those listens. You would like to have those dollars and cents, but you don't. And the issue is we're all in this to make money, but no one has ever said do this or that in order to get some clicks. Now, there were a couple pot shots at me that I must address. The jobs. How many jobs have you been fired from? How many jobs have you had? Again, I wish he would just at me. I wish he would just, say my name directly. But, I don't know. Maybe Hiawani is too tough to say in a soliloquy like that. Let's correct the record. I've only been fired from one official job, and that was the Fox job. You know what happened there. You know that had nothing to do with me. You know they paid me for the rest of the year. And you know the reason why I was let go was because the UFC told them to let me go. Now, you could bring up the Showtime gig as well. That was a 3-day gig. It was a 1-week gig. They paid me out as well. And that, again, was because of the UFC. Other than that, I have stood the test of time. And if you want to call up Bristol, Connecticut right now and ask them about the contract they offered me, go ahead. I was not fired. Now let's talk about you. College football, how'd that go? How'd NFL go? How did fighting go? How did comedy go? How did podcasting go? How did TV go? Did you achieve your goals? Did you realize your dreams? Did you make it to the top? Was your claim to fame being told by your friend that it was time to move on and it was a great moment? I mean, we talked about it on this show. He put you over. You were the biggest baby face in the biz. You had it. Silver platter. You had it. You were going after everyone. You were on this show, that show. You were the guy, the truth teller. But how did those gigs go? And how are they going now? Don't talk about other people's jobs. Again, you do this fake gimmick where you're like, oh, holier than thou. I just sit back and I stay in my lane. I don't read anything. You do that whole gimmick. Meanwhile, you read everything. You're affected by everything. And then you throw these pot shots. Those who live in glass houses should not throw any kind of stone, ever.
That was quite the rant. Certainly a lot of truth to it as well. The truth is, Brendan has never been exceptionally good at anything he has tried. His football career didn't go well, his MMA career went very poorly as well. Now his comedy career is not going well either. At least he is making a living from podcasting.
Yeah, well, to be fair, again, we made fun of him for possibly having CTE, but whatever, it's not a big deal.
I don't think that's like a joke.
Well, I think it's.
He probably has CTE.
I know, but it's hilarious. But no, I know he's another one. Definitely another one that kind of. He called your podcast not funny, by the way. Not that even started shit, but he did say you guys aren't funny, and for some reason
that's another one.
Yeah,
that's another one where I'm just like, if I were them and I just saw a clip of my podcast and I wanted to come up with a new take that was like. I'm not going to, as a comic, I'm not going to condemn him for being racist, but I will say the podcast isn't fun. I don't know. He also, yeah, whatever.
He pulled back.
I've never seen him, but I get a lot of people saying, "What do you think of him?" Like trying to bait me to talk shit about him, but I don't.
Yeah, he's new. He's fucking new at stand-up.
Yeah, I know.
And he's doing he's got a special. That was I'll go ahead if he said my podcast isn't funny, I'll say that his special was very funny. Here's my favorite Schaub take on my SNL thing because he's moved on. He's got to worry about sneakers and jeans or whatever the fuck. But
that's true. I mean,
being an LA comic, you're very concerned about fashion. You hear people talk shit on Schaub about like I don't know. I remember I just saw a comment that was like. He failed at football, at MMA, and now he's failing at comedy.
Well, I mean,
and then he did a special where he did an Asian voice that you got in trouble for, but everybody loves him.
Yeah.
I get it. I do.
That clip was from Shane Gillis. Shane is one of the best comedians right now, and was once given a role with Saturday Night Live before they decided to cancel him. Without Joe Rogan, Brendan wouldn't have any kind of platform, so for Brendan to say Shane is not a good comedian when Shane had to work his way up the hard way is laughable. Brendan was given everything and is not good, while Shane worked his way up. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification.